Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois at Wembley Stadium, September the 21st. It's the fight a lot of people are talking about. It's intrigued a lot of people. Fight fans are really keen on it. The general public are really keen on it. This fight will go down Wembley Stadium, September the 21st, live on Dazn pay-per-view. If you follow the link in the description, you'll be able to buy that fight. You also see some of the fights Dazn have upcoming. Canelo versus Berlanga, amongst others. You also get a 7-day free trial. So a 7-day free trial with Dazn, the home of world boxing, over 150 fights per year worldwide. Also, with that 7-day trial, you can actually go back and watch a lot of the old fights that have happened. If you're struggling to find them on YouTube, bad quality, commentary not in English, have no fear. They're on Dazn. Like I said, home of world boxing on Dazn. Link is in the description. We got to talk about this fight as a whole. I've already said that I feel Joshua is favoured, and rightly so. However, Daniel Dubois is in this fight. He certainly is. And with the big fights, I've been doing this for the last couple of years, with the really, really big fights, I like to have a look. Look at the fighter's strengths and weaknesses and try and pick 3 reasons as to why this fighter will beat this fighter. So in this video, this is going to be a 2-parter. This is 3 reasons why Anthony Joshua beats Daniel Dubois. I'm having a look at some of the holes in Dubois' game, some of the mistakes he made against Hrgovic, amongst others. Primarily Hrgovic, because it is his most recent performance, and you can really only go by your most recent performance. And I'm going to tell you 3 reasons as to why I think Anthony Joshua wins this fight. But we're also going to look at some footage. We're going to slow some of the footage down and just pinpoint little moments where you're like, if that was Joshua, Dubois would be in trouble. So let's have a look there on screen. Let's actually start with his most recent fight against Filip Hrgovic. Now, the footage I have here on screen, very kindly from Dazn, that's literally the first couple of seconds of the first round. And if you look at Daniel Dubois, he's there on screen. He is starting off pretty quick. He's not really feeling out. He's using that jab straight away. He's looking to find openings, swings with a right hand and misses there. Hrgovic is like, okay, so he's not taking a look. He's coming straight out. Now, Anthony Joshua has a tendency to just take a look at the opponent, take time in the first round. If there's opportunity to counter, he'll do it. But Dubois is not like that. And Hrgovic is like, okay, this guy wants to come at me quick. I'm going to do it. And it's not long before Hrgovic, as you'll see now in a few seconds, starts to find his range. Already he's throwing right hands, and there is no head movement whatsoever from Daniel Dubois. Yes, he's having a little bit of success there, but you'll see Hrgovic is going to start to get to work. As you can see there, right hands going in. They're already landing on Daniel Dubois. See, boom. Big right hand goes in and lands on Filip Hrgovic. Dubois is just throwing wide shots, but he's not really able to find any much luck. He's so upright and he's so dare to be hit. Like Hrgovic, honestly, if you look at that first minute and a bit in that first round, Hrgovic is having a harder time missing Daniel Dubois than he is anything else. And you have a look here. Another big right hand goes in. Daniel Dubois, little duck, takes another big right hand from Filip Hrgovic and another one. I mean, the amount of right hands, and there's a jab he takes as well for good measure. The amount of right hands, honestly, I haven't looked at this in a while. And you forget just how many big shots early on Daniel Dubois took. Now, Filip Hrgovic is... A lot of people are saying that he's a hype job, he's this, that and the other. Look, Filip Hrgovic is certainly, since the Zhang fight, and somebody even said before, that hasn't looked as good as he did before. And some people would argue, well, before that, he wasn't fighting the best of the best. And that's, yeah, fair assessment. But Filip Hrgovic can still punch. He is still a very big man, very big heavyweight, has a bit of punching power. I would say that Joshua definitely has more punching power, although I think Hrgovic takes a shot a lot better. He was able to find Daniel Dubois, and honestly, he wasn't even able to miss. And have another look there on screen. I'll show you this in... I'll try and actually slow this one down as well. If you look at it here. Hrgovic, this is the one time Dubois actually slipped the shot. Look at this in slow motion, right? So Hrgovic feinting, Dubois buys them. He actually ducks a shot. But look at how awkward, and then he ducks one shot. That's all well and good, and then takes another right hand on top of the head. But let's have just a quick look at it again. Look how awkward Daniel Dubois looks. And this is in slow motion, right? Jab there from Hrgovic. Little feint. Dubois buys the feint. Right hand goes in. Dubois ducks it, but he's straight off balance. So this guy's balance, when he's even trying, like maybe that's one of the reasons why his defense is so poor and why he doesn't move his head, because his balance when he is trying to bob and weave is just so poor that he's putting himself way off balance. And have a look again on screen. Here's the second round. There's more, but look at that for a right hand. Honestly, like I don't know how he took these shots, Daniel. I really don't. But it's all well and good, as I was saying earlier, to do that against Filip Hrgovic. You don't really want to be doing it against Filip Hrgovic. I mean, Dubois is quite lucky he was able to take those shots. But if you do that against Anthony Joshua, I mean, look on screen. Boom. Just like that. And the thing you need to remember is with Anthony Joshua, we're going to talk about some of his key points now in a sec as to why I think he wins. The first reason, obviously, if you haven't already couldn't already tell, is defense. Dubois' defense, especially in that Hrgovic fight, for the most part, is not great. He does get hit a lot. He is very open. Offensively, he's very strong. Defensively, he isn't. And against someone like Anthony Joshua, who's a very good counterpuncher, puts a lot of weight into these shots, I mean, you're just asking for trouble. So reason number one for Daniel Dubois, if it's not already obvious, defense is poor. Defense is very, very poor. He's asking for trouble. He's inviting shots in from Anthony Joshua. He may start this fight fast, which I think he will do. But ultimately, it's just going to mean Anthony Joshua is just going to have to start it a little bit quicker. He'll find openings. No doubt in my mind, he is quite a good counterpuncher. He's been counterpunching throughout his career. Under Ben Davison has been doing a lot more of it. But there's no doubt in my mind he'll find openings. All well and good taking them shots against Hrgovic. Anthony Joshua, different beast altogether. The second reason as to why I think Anthony Joshua wins is, well, have a look on screen. I'll show you the Ngannou knockdown again. It's as simple as that. He just has tremendous punching power. I wouldn't say Anthony Joshua is the hardest hitting heavyweight in the world. No, I would say he's definitely top 5. Zhilei Zhang, maybe a peak Deontay Wilder, have more power, yeah. Maybe Bahadur Jalilov, you could argue that. But Anthony Joshua is certainly up there. You look at him against Ngannou, and look at this in the second round. Look at that for a right hand. It was a lovely counter right hand. He went over Ngannou's lazy jab. Let's look at it again. Over the jab, used his footwork to get in. Boom. Look at that. That was just lovely. And Anthony Joshua, he's always been very good at disguising the right hand. Sometimes what Anthony Joshua will do, because the right hand is a big shot for Anthony Joshua. But look what he did here against Povetkin. All right, what do you notice there? The right hand goes in. And that was the finishing blow. I mean, that right hand pretty much set up the knockdown, which you're going to see now in a sec. Povetkin at this stage, he's already done. Left hook goes in, right hand puts him down. Right? This was all set up by the right hand. Have a look at what Anthony Joshua is doing there. We'll slow this down a little bit, right? Slow this down a wee bit. Where's Anthony Joshua's left hand when he lands that right hand? All right? Joshua's doing what he's got to do. Lands a combination on Povetkin. You know, left hook, all that. Povetkin goes down. What is Anthony Joshua doing with his left hand when he's letting that right hand go? He's his left hand down low. Now, you'll often see fighters, George Groves used to do that, amongst others. When a fighter is fighting at long range, as he was with Povetkin, and at the end of the day, Povetkin was the shorter guy, Dubois is going to be the shorter guy against Anthony Joshua. Joshua will probably have the reach advantage on him. In fact, I think he definitely will. When you have that left hand down low like that, it's making your opponent, I don't want to say taking your eye off the right hand, not necessarily. You're going to try and keep as much eye contact as you can, but it's making the opponent think. See, if you're standing in a normal stance where your both hands are up, you know your jabbing hand, you know your straight hand, you know your backhand. When your jabbing hand is down, what you can do with that is you can actually hook off that. So you're not actually bringing the jab up. You're just instantly going to hook off it, and you can throw right hand down the pipe. Doing that as well means that the opponent is going to be looking constantly down to see, wait, what's that left hand doing? What's he doing? What's that left hand doing? Is he gonna hook with it? Is he gonna jab me to the body? Is he gonna jab me up top to the head? Oh crap, he's hit me with the right hand. Why? Because I wasn't looking at the right hand. Joshua can do that. And Dubois seems to be someone who, when it comes to right hands, it's harder to miss him than it is anything else. Seriously, I mean, ask Filip Hrgovic. I'm sure Filip Hrgovic in that first 2 rounds couldn't believe his luck when he was throwing those right hands, one after the other, after the other, after the other with Daniel. He didn't even have to disguise them. They always say the punch that hurts the most is the punch you don't see coming. Joshua is, roundabout way disguising some of those right hands, and he's also very good at countering with the right hand. The right hand is a very big punch for him. Don't underestimate his left hook either. Just don't underestimate Anthony Joshua's punching power in general. Having a bad defense, which Daniel Dubois evidently has, is one thing. Going in there with a fighter with a bad defense, and the fighter you're fighting has tremendous punching power, you're just asking for trouble if you're Daniel Dubois. So, bad defense for Dubois, good punching power for Anthony Joshua, and then a key punch, the third reason, a shot that Daniel Dubois is definitely going to be open to. Because, as I said, Dubois is very upright. He's a tendency sometimes as well. Like, his jab is very, very good. But sometimes when he's letting those shots go and he's swinging these wide shots, he's a tendency to just kind of move in forward. So he's essentially coming in close. The range between the fighter and the opponent is closed. Gives Anthony Joshua a chance if he can maybe even see some of those shots go and take a little half step in, boom, with the uppercut. Ask Kubrat Pulev how good Joshua's uppercut is. 9th round of their fight. Kubrat Pulev at a range. Joshua, he actually missed with that particular uppercut, but he was getting close. You could see he was trying to set it up, and then about a minute later, he did find the range. Here we are again, round 9. Oh, look at that. Look at that for an uppercut. That was beautiful. That setup, that was the end. When Kubrat Pulev got up, Anthony Joshua finished him off. That uppercut, let's just watch it again. I love that shot in slow motion. Look at it there. Just Joshua, lovely jab. Boom. I'm surprised he stayed on his feet as long as he did. I'm surprised he didn't just go straight down. But that was just lovely how Anthony Joshua set that up. Joshua is a very, very good little puncher, especially when it comes to short shots as well as long range shots. Right hands and short shots, very good. Very dynamic with those shots. And I think that he is going to find that uppercut as a weapon, as a key weapon with Daniel Dubois. I think Dubois is going to come in range. I think he's going to give him opportunities to land it. And I don't think Joshua is going to need any second invitation. I think he's going to find Daniel Dubois several times in this fight with that big uppercut. And ultimately, I think that if that doesn't take him out, it's going to be the straight right hand. But it's going to be either one of those two punches. The straight right hand straight counter right hand or an uppercut. One of those two shots is going to spell the end for Daniel Dubois. So in terms of the 3 reasons, Anthony Joshua's short punches, primarily the uppercut, the punching power of Anthony Joshua, and last but not least, the poor defense of Daniel Dubois. I'll just go back really, really quickly and look at the one time he slipped that shot against Hrgovic. Again, I say, I look at, he's buying the feints as well that Hrgovic is doing there. Straight away, he's on his back foot buying the feint. Ducks, off balance. He slips one right hand off balance and then takes another one for good measure. Honestly, honestly, and then look at that. As soon as he ducks it, he takes one for good measure, another one, and then a jab, another one. Honestly, another one. Honestly, you forget how bad and how many right hands Dubois actually took from Filip Hrgovic early on. I'm sure he must look at that fight and think, after those first 2 rounds, how in God's name did I lose it? But he did. So, those are my 3 reasons as to why Anthony Joshua beats Daniel Dubois. But there's also 3 reasons why I think Daniel Dubois can beat Anthony Joshua. So stay tuned for that one. I will get that one out next. But for now, I will leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the video, people. Thank you very much for locking in, subscribing, all that good stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And until next time, peace.